Give him a shot to do what?
Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey, two diehard baseball fans who don't agree on anything. Which side will you choose? This is The Divide.
With Mike and Corey.
That's your boy Todd Frazier.
Hey guys, I'm Julie Stewart-Banks.
Hey, what's up? This is Cliff Floyd. You can catch me on The Divide.
You can catch me on The Divide on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together. So stupid. So corny. And so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together. Yeah, I do. This is The Divide.
Welcome to The Divide, everybody. New theme song. I love it.
Man,
I crack
love
up every time I hear
great.
the boss. It cracks me up. 102.5 Philly, 104.1 Trenton. Happy week for some of you. Not so happy week. We'll talk about the Super Bowl hangover in a little bit. But how's your week going?
It's going good, man.
I don't know why I said
Can't
it like
complain.
that. How's your week going, man?
How's your week
How's
going?
it going? Going good?
It's flowing, baby.
Dude, we scrambled because we have someone coming in to paint the nursery. So we scrambled to kind of, it used to be our office.
Right.
So we had to get all the stuff out. And long story short, we have endless stuff that we've held on to and we don't, we have a digital camera of yours
Yeah.
that I borrowed
You're like, remind me next time.
6 years ago for vacation.
That thing's obsolete.
Which is kind of embarrassing. It was about 6 years ago that I borrowed, but that's
it
not
was.
even who was still using digital cameras 6 years ago? Me.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
I was that guy.
I had your GoPro for like a year.
And I
Solid
thought
year.
you never
Yeah.
gave that back, and
I
we found
did.
it.
Yeah.
And you
okay.
did give it
There
back.
you go,
Rebecca
I
was like,
did.
you said they never give it back. I was like, I thought he still had it. I just figured he was holding my GoPro for his digital
No,
camera.
You had
Like
both.
this was some sort of standoff.
You had both bounties.
I did. I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
But it's like you were saying before, digital cameras are obsolete at
Yeah.
this point, right? Unless you have this big professional, whatever wedding photographer camera. But it's not so obsolete that I'm comfortable throwing that stuff out yet.
Yeah, I was just thinking, so I got into a car accident in Philadelphia. I got sideswiped on Saturday, and I had to go to the body shop. They're taking pictures, and he had a digital camera. I was like, huh, that's one profession that you might need that. Because then he took the memory stick out, threw it in his computer, and uploaded the pics. But yeah, I don't know. I'd still use my smartphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, when we had hail damage to the truck and we went through insurance, the guy came out with his phone and he was just taking a million pictures.
Yeah, of course. It's got
I haven't seen a
4
digital
different-
camera.
Yeah, think about it. That digital camera has one lens, if you're lucky.
Mhm.
Maybe not. No, your phone has 3.
3,
Yeah,
at least.
3. It's sick.
And then the other question, I have that CD book. You remember the CD books you used to keep in your car when you wanted to change on a road trip? I have literally all my CDs.
You ever see that? That's hilarious.
I don't what do you do with them?
I don't know.
I don't even my computer doesn't even say. I have a Mac. It's just there's no place to put a CD.
We should ask Peyton if she knows what it is.
A CD?
Yeah.
I have such fond memories though of
I know.
legit the colored Walkman disc, the
Mhm.
CD players, that you walk around, you put them in your cargo pants and you walk around. It's those are I look at these CDs and I'm like, damn man, these are good memories.
I do think that that's the disconnect between kids and some music now, because you can't what do they listen to when they go to the bus? That 6th grader. I had a Walkman before I had a phone.
Yeah.
You tell me they just have
You need a
phones.
CD player or even a tape cassette Walkman.
Right, something, yeah.
The Kevin McAllister that you could record
The
funny
Talk
voices.
Boy,
The
yeah.
Talk Boy that played tapes.
I had the pen and a teacher took it from me. And
What?
because she was talking about to find P, and I thought that was funny. So I kept recording her and they're like, find the P or find P.
Oh my God.
And so I kept playing and the class was laughing, but she took it. But then also now as a older man, she never gave it back. She stole my pen.
She re-gifted that to her kids.
Yeah.
There is such good memories. They're obsolete. Like my car doesn't even take CDs anymore.
Mhm.
But I can't throw them out. It's like all my DVDs.
Yeah.
Ever since with all the streaming services, ever since I moved into the house,
Right.
6 or 7 years ago now, I never hooked up a DVD player because of all the streaming services.
Yeah. You don't.
But there's some DVDs that aren't on any platforms that I still want to hold on to, like Slapshot. It's a great movie.
It is a great movie. It's a good movie.
Anyway, not to go down a trip down memory lane. Let's go a little bit earlier.
Okay.
Let's talk about Monday morning.
Mm.
We're not going to mock Eagle fans. We're not. We're just as upset. We kind of feel like we're to blame, you guys, only because of your sports franchises since we've joined the network. Your soccer franchise, your baseball franchise, and your football franchise all made the championship, but lost.
Yeah.
So
It's a Philly thing.
We feel
Yeah,
bad.
it's-
But
Right.
to your defense, Philly, very proud of how you handled it.
Yeah.
The entire city.
Absolutely.
The entire city. Not only was I super impressed that every athlete on the Eagles pretty much said the same thing. No, it could have been their coach saying, look, you're going to face the media. Don't just blame the one play.
Mhm.
But they did. They said one play does not define the whole game.
Yeah.
And if I'm being honest, you think a little bit different because we talked about this. I think that had that penalty not happened, they would have been able to run a few more seconds off the clock because I think it was second down when the penalty happened. So they would have had third down, or was it third down? Either way, I think they would have kicked the field goal. They would have left Philly with a little over a minute to drive. And that could have been enough time. In my mind, I think no, but we'll never know.
Yeah, there's so many things that you could reflect on, and I'm sure we've done that as a network for the entire. I was a part of it yesterday.
Yeah.
So look, like, dude, the one thing I would say outside looking in, best Super Bowl game I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God.
It was insane.
I can't even remember the commercials.
Yeah.
Because the game was.
That's when you had to take a break.
You couldn't look away from the game.
No, it was nuts.
It was
man.
fantastic.
And Eagles going into that half up 10 felt great.
Yeah.
The Hurts fumble, I think, hurts more than
that hurts.
The end. Such a jerk. No, but look, like I said this before the game, I'll say it after. Like I feel like I've seen a lot of positives from this fan base, and I do appreciate it. And they got a lot. Like I asked Brace this on the air today. What in June when we joined, what team would you think would have won it all, like out of all the Philly teams? And and they pretty much said the Union, obviously, and then the Sixers were like close second. So makes sense. So
yeah,
like,
I mean, look, the Eagles were projected to do great this season, especially with Hurts, with Brown coming in as their number one wideout, amongst many other things. But like you got to look at like the Phillies franchise that was limping into the playoffs. Never in a million years. That I mean, they just lightning in a bottle.
And now you think it's not going to go away.
It's not going away.
Yeah,
it's not. I'm a full believer that it's not going anywhere.
And Walker, man, like it looks like it doesn't look like it. I mean, on paper, they're as good as the Mets.
And the Eagles will be back too in the next couple of years. I don't know if they'll do a back-to-back, but they could.
I felt like Jansen and I were taking turns of reverse jinxing each other because I said the Phillies are going to run away with it. He's like, yeah, you got Verlander and got Scherzer, man. Like I get it, they're older, but they're going to do good. Like I'm like, no, you guys are going to do good.
you guys, come on. Let's talk about us guys for a minute though. And Mike Powers with the bets to bet on the Super Bowl. The props were one, but you called it.
Us. Yeah,
I believed in you. I should have thrown more money on them. I don't know why. First of all, the doink.
Yes,
I should have thrown a lot more money on that.
On the first field goal too.
On the first field goal
attempt. On one knee, like just waiting.
It was fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm kicking myself because you were like, dude, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
and I think I threw like $20 on it. It was like nothing.
Okay,
but
that's still
stupid me.
Good
but usual Super Bowl. This is how I know I'm mature
I
enough to become a father. Because if this was me last year, I'd be like $100 easy.
Dude.
More? You want more? Like now I'm like, oh, maybe $20 for this. It's plus $450. So, but no. And then the octopus, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sick.
If you've ever wanted to see two grown men excited about something that had nothing to do with anybody. Everybody in the room looked at us like we were crazy.
Crazy.
One
They
of
had
us
no
jumped
idea
into
what
the
was
other's
going on.
arms. We'll
I
let you
jumped,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. What was that? Mike jumped into my arm, but I don't care. I was happy to catch him. The octopus was great. My wife looked at me like I was a crazy person.
Yeah.
I had to give her the nice little speech. Like, look,
Nobody understood it.
yeah, I was like, "Look, you don't complain when I win. You don't complain when I win. Only when I lose." But
That was the other thing. Like I found it. You ever see? Was it Kyler Murray when the girlfriend's like all excited on draft night? Who's that known pitcher? The woman.
oh,
Oh
God.
no.
I can't
But
remember.
like that's how I felt when people were. My wife was asking me
Jamar
how much
Chase?
I won. I was like,
Was it Jamar Chase?
I don't know.
No, it was a COVID thing. Or was it? I don't know. We also
No,
thought
yeah.
the Vegas draft was 5 years ago last week and ended up being last year. Either way, yeah, but yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Our eyes, dude. Look, great football, one money gambling, a good enough amount to where my wife is like, all right, I'm not
Yeah.
going to manage it.
Yeah.
Like, good enough to where all the baby furniture we
was
bought, it was free now.
We filled up all the boxes for your
Yeah,
hockey. That was
yeah.
cool.
Ended up winning that too. People
Yeah.
thought it was rigged, and you're right, it was. Oh well, you played the game, suckers.
great.
No.
That's great.
But no, it was a good day overall. And I had a little bit of a bug Monday morning, enough to where I had to call out of work and not feel
wow.
guilty because I was legit sick. So I slept all day Monday,
And now you're here.
and now I'm here.
It's good.
My blink and the week is over.
Everybody thinks you just did it. The funny that you didn't even touch a drop of alcohol.
I
that night.
didn't.
Yeah.
I did not. All my
Yeah.
coworkers know I haven't been drinking too, so they knew. They were like, dude, and I never call out. They're like,
Yeah.
you must be sick.
He's sick.
But Tuesday, when I went to work, my supervisor was like, "How you feeling?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. I just woke up. My throat was like swollen. I COVID tested, nothing,
Right.
and then like I slept a little bit, drank some water, shoved Advil in my face like every 4 hours, whatever it recommends. I don't know,
Mhm.
and I just progressively got a little bit better. So Tuesday, usually on certain days, like I'll work out on my prep. So like my supervisor caught me going into the weight room. And he's like, don't work out too hard. You might still be under the weather. Like kind of hit me with the, "Ooh, how do you feel good enough to work out already?" But I was like, come on, man. I
that's
got
funny.
this. I got this. My immune system's insane. I only needed 12 hours. Those 12
fair.
hours just happened to be right after the Super Bowl. Just on coincidence. But it was great.
Yeah.
It was
I
fantastic.
went straight back into work, and I did drink the night before, and then I also had a dinner with people from my company. So it was not a fun night.
Was this because you work in the Philly area? Was this
Yeah.
like Philly people? Were you guys anybody upset about the game, or was
no?
this?
They were all New Yorkers.
Ah,
but
jeez.
fun fact: one of the guys goes into a cheesesteak, Prince's Cheesesteaks in
Mhm.
Northeast, and he goes, "Hey, I'm from New York. How do I order?" And I was like, "Yo, you got the Philly special, man."
Oh, dude, you don't walk into these. That's like walking
After
into
the
like
Eagles.
a Subway in Europe and being like, "Hey guys, just so you know, I'm a tourist. I don't really know what I'm doing,
Right.
but
Here's my wallet.
dude, you know what never ever gets old
Mhm.
is the videos online on Instagram, on Twitter of the fans that are so angry. In this case, it happened to be Eagle fans
With the TVs.
that they break their TVs.
Yeah, I don't like
They
that, man.
break their TVs.
Because like now I'm suspect. Any customer that tries to say I bought it like this, like for the next week or two.
I love it.
um,
I love it. If you're so passionate about this team that you are breaking your brand new 65-inch TV, just go for it.
it's for
And just know that after you break it,
yeah.
you head on down to PC Richard and they'll give you the best price on a new TV that you hopefully won't break. But even if you break it, they'll happily sell you another one.
Yeah.
That's what they're there for.
But we're gonna test each and every one before you
They
leave with
are.
it. Because
They
we're not
are.
suckers. No.
No, guys, stop breaking your TVs, everybody. They're supposed to last at least 3 or 4 years until you get bored of them.
Yeah, it's for viral sense. It's never.
The one I saw
Yeah.
still had the sticker on it.
Yeah.
Like the little
that's
yellow sticker.
concerning.
Yeah.
That's the ones you got to watch out about.
Dude, you're not
especially-
returning that. There's no way they're returning
I don't know, man.
that. Really? You get
No,
some?
I mean, like I said, I would hope not, and I would hope the human being wouldn't lie about that. But yeah, I'm sure they get burned more than they get honest people. So that kind of stinks in that aspect. But also, I could tell which ones are staged. Like that fireplace one they keep showing, absolutely staged. You know why? TV wasn't mounted, but
No,
there
it
was a
wasn't.
mount there.
I
So
didn't
they
notice
took
that.
it down on purpose.
Mhm.
So like, we're gonna put this up, and yeah, it's fake.
You know, like here's the thing now. Like with
Mhm.
quick videos like that, you get a lot of hits, but no one's making money off of it.
Yeah.
And what are you known as, the guy that freaked out? And you got to explain to everybody like, no, it was a joke. Like
Yeah,
to me, that's corny. That's
I don't get
stupid.
it. I guess you could show your grandkids this. I
Yeah,
don't
hey,
know.
look, I got 1 million likes, but it didn't benefit my life
Right.
in the slightest.
But
Either way, let's take a quick break. Get your tinfoil hats ready, everybody, especially you, Philly. Next up, we're going to talk about the Sodfather. That grass looked awfully suspicious on Sunday. We think we have an idea exactly why. Plus, we have an all-new Brace Yourself. Cannot wait to debut to you guys. Catch it next. This is The Divide live on Fox Sports The Gambler.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
You're talking about new stuff for the New York Yankees. Apparently, ESPN is working on an 8-part documentary series titled "The Yankees Win." Ugh. Who asked for that? Who wants that? Shout out Corey from The Divide. My goodness. I know I don't want that. But ultimately, I mean, that is just wild to me. 8-part series. Didn't we get all that with Derek Jeter? Well, that's coming our way soon here. Thanks, ESPN. We appreciate that.
Can't wait.
I'm sure you can.
I asked for that. The Jeter documentary brought up we've said this, a lot of good memories for me, specifically me, not so much Mike, but for me.
Not
And then we even talked about, like, everybody's like, oh, I can't wait to get into Jeter's mind and hear what he thinks about this. But you didn't do that. He just pretty much explained what was already laid out there, and he just kind of sat there, and that was it. But you already knew what kind of a man he was. This is going to cover, according to ESPN, everything, every aspect. It will explore everything at all different angles. It's a multi-part documentary, everybody. It's produced in partnership with Major League Baseball.
Are they paying you to promote this thing right now?
Good question, Mike. But first, I'd like to tell you that it takes fans behind the scenes and into the clubhouse while covering the Yankees. The titles, the drama, the rivalries, and of course, the star power. It's going to be great, guys. It's going to be Yankee history. And even if you're not a Yankee fan, you're still going to watch it just to watch the dynasty, because there were a handful of players that rotated through the Yankees that made a difference, that maybe ended up on your favorite team.
Yeah. Personally, I feel like this should have came out first and then the Jeter, because you could have then teased like, oh, nobody really knows what Jeets did, But so I just think it's the sequel's never better, and this definitely feels like the Captain sequel.
Yeah, I can kind of agree with you.
The stories are so intertwined.
Well, I feel like this didn't happen or doesn't happen without Jeter.
Yeah,
I think if they did this first, no one would really pay attention. But I think since the Jeter documentary was watched by everybody that loved him or hated him, I feel like they're kind of just riding on those coattails a little bit.
It's fair.
Plus, you got Jeter now on Fox to kind of push this along a little bit. I'm still looking forward. We go back to our CD conversation here. It just brings up good memories, you guys.
You're gonna be sitting there with your CDs and your Yankee banner.
And I know Brace, he's gonna say he doesn't want to watch, but he wants to watch.
I was thinking like how we were talking about the Cowboys, like Yankees are getting up on like 2009. So you're talking about like 15 years or 14 years since you had a championship, right? So you got to be careful. Like,
damn, was it 2009?
Yeah, 09. It's your last one. A-Rod.
He's
one and only, but we hear about it every time he talks.
Wow. Yeah, we are getting up there.
Yeah, and while we're on the topic of it, because he did call a lot of the games for the Yankees, he called a lot of games for the New York Mets, the Phillies. He was played for the Phillies. But,
Tim
McCarver passes away. I mean, he lived a good life, a good baseball life. Like I said, you always knew your team was in a big game if Buck and McCarver were behind the booth.
Oh yeah, he's got two World Series, 64 and 67. A little bit ago, but his baseball career was impressive. But everything he did after, as far as broadcasting, he won a couple of Emmys, I think, too, right?
Of course.
So yeah, I mean, and a very accomplished person, someone that will be sorely missed by the baseball world, Mr. Tim McCarver. 81 years old. What a run.
Yeah. They don't make them like that anymore, for sure. I mean, look, we're blessed with Philly New York broadcasters, except for Michael K. That's not the norm nowadays. And in his generation, in his time, it was beyond the norm because like you could put a bunch of broadcasters in front of him.
Mhm.
If he was doing this presently, you couldn't put anybody in front of him.
Nobody. It was good. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
he's a good man.
Rest in peace, buddy.
R.I.P. Let's talk about the Sodfather. We'll go from sad father to Sodfather.
Oh,
I know.
Our father.
Hit you with a little church,
Yeah.
everybody. There's a guy that does sod for a living.
And he's very old.
He is old. He's 90. Jesus, is he 94? 94 years old. Groundskeeper George Toma. He's dubbed the Sodfather. This says he's an NFL groundskeeper because he's done every Super Bowl for like the last 60 years as far as working on the sod. However, he has done, and he is in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame,
Right.
for also being a groundskeeper for the not just
Kansas City Royals.
Yes, Kansas City Royals. I kept thinking Kansas City Chiefs, but no, for the Kansas City Royals. So that's where he was inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, was with that team. But he worked entirely in the Kansas City area. So for the Chiefs and the Royals primarily. He's done other things as well.
World Cup
he's done. Where else? I got it down here. It's in my notes.
Anywhere you see grass, he's been there.
Pretty much. Olympic Games for 1984, 1996, the Summer Olympics in Los Angeles and Atlanta. He's done World Cup. He was inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, honored by the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2001. So the man's got creds. And he even said this was his last year that he was doing the Super Bowl. And he said that this year, this grass is going to be the best grass ever played on. He's a little wrong about that one, George, but still, what happened?
I don't know. Somebody's ass is
This
grass.
was $800,000 sod. You had this guy that is named the Sodfather. He's been doing this for like 67 years. His job has been growing grass and maintaining fields, primarily for big games like the Super Bowl. And you watched it Sunday.
Yeah.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
It was unreal. Everybody was changing their cleats. It was beat up. It looked like someone's backyard after it rained for 3 days straight.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
No, I mean, look, like, I don't know why we didn't check on a 95-year-old man's homework and make sure he's still there. He's like, nailed it.
This
I don't
dude,
know.
literally his job is to make sure he takes care of the grass at every single Super Bowl. And you're looking at this it just looked like a mess, this Super Bowl.
I feel like, though, like, you know, anywhere else, like, of course, he had to grow up in Kansas City and work there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like,
it's too much of a coincidence.
Yeah, it's way too much.
It's
and
too
apparently,
much of
like,
a coincidence.
Yeah, it was like 2-1 or odds of, like, there was twice as many Eagles that took a spill. That, you know, you heard the announcers even saying, like, the Eagles changed their cleats. You didn't have to hear the Chiefs.
No,
so
there was no speak of any of that. So I call collusion.
It's sus. It's definitely sus.
It's very sus.
Yeah. But how do you convince a 95-year-old? And also, like, maybe you just did it. Maybe you just like, I got this one.
He knew this was his last one going in.
There's a weird,
and he's a Chiefs fan.
You saw it, like, they kept showing you how it rolls out and stuff into the parking lot or whatever.
Well, it always did. Like, even when the Giants beat the Patriots, it was in Arizona. That system is always always rolled out. But this is like a different concoction of grass that he grew. It was like, I don't know. He listed it's somewhere in this long article about the type of grass it is. It's like this was Kentucky bluegrass. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it was supposed to be, according to George, the best combination of grass.
You even see that in, like, Europe, though. Like, when we go there, like, the conditions aren't as up to par as the NFL, you know, because obviously it's not a professional football field. It's a professional football field.
right. But it's a pitch. You know, and that's not turf. I think every single, I want to say, even in the Premier League, I want to say they all play on grass.
Yeah.
There it is. The Bermuda Tahoma.
Sounds like
that's
a
the
Beach
type of
Boys
grass.
song.
Yeah, seriously.
Bermuda
Tahoma. Come on, pretty mama. I can't with this, man. The grass looks great. Why are we not playing on turf, everybody?
Yeah.
Why? It's the biggest game of the year.
Yeah.
You put a stage on top of this thing for the halftime show, even though it was floating in the air more than half the time. I mean,
Yeah.
it was great. It was a good show. I enjoyed Rihanna. I'll
was
say
great.
it. Some
Yeah.
people either loved it or they hated it.
I was excited because like some of her songs that she picked towards the end, you almost forgot she was like All the Lights. Like that's her song as much as it's Kanye's.
She's got a wonderful catalog.
It was great.
Wonderful catalog. A better catalog than this fake that grows grass and said that he's got the best grass ever. I just why, guys? Why? It's like when they I personally think that the Super Bowl should be played anywhere football is played.
No,
because you can't play the second most important game. You can't have an NFC championship game at MetLife Stadium in 4 feet of snow and then play the Super Bowl in perfect conditions. This is football. You should be able to play anywhere. But I get it. You want a decently, moderately scoring game to where it's exciting. And if you get, if you're going to Green Bay for the Super Bowl, it could be snowing and you get a 3-0 game.
And
that's
you got
not
to guarantee good weather the week before because it's
I understand it's a business.
Yeah.
But don't you want to protect this business and just get them on turf, man? There's no problems with turf. Zero. As long as the turf is maintained, guys. You don't have to worry about watering turf. You vacuum it every once in a while with whatever that vacuum thing is, and you make sure the lines are drawn. That's it. That's all you got to do. Don't worry about rolling stages back and forth and all that. It's dumb. And then I got to talk about a conspiracy theory that I actually believe. The Eagles were robbed.
Dude, it was nuts. That return was sick. Like you're up by 10 at the half. I don't know. There were so many situations that
it was great.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. I feel like the internet is 50-50 as it is with most. I've never heard someone go like, well, it was okay. Like I got my haircut today. My barber hated it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, I just didn't understand it. And I understand. I just wanted more of like a show. There was dancing and I'm just like, I don't know what you expected, bro. It's a singer. Like, what do you want? Like, and then everybody's talking about the outfits and like, it's a performance, man. Just enjoy the music, dude. Close your eyes and enjoy the music.
The Super Smash Brother meme. Did you see that?
The memes have been fantastic.
Yeah.
That's what I live for.
That's how you know it's a good performance.
Yes, exactly.
No, she killed it, man. I was joking with Becca. I was like, take notes. If she's capable of doing this did it while she's pregnant too. Her conditions. Yeah, you better keep I'm
telling you, man. Dude, and that last shot, she was high up on that platform.
She was.
High up on that platform.
Very high.
I give her all the credit in the world, man. It's exhausting. How are all of you going to judge what she's doing when you're all stuffing your faces on your couch watching the game?
Too. That goes with football too.
Same thing. Idiot dropping the football like that while your fingers are greasy from chicken wings while you're sitting on your couch trying not to get crumbs in between the cushions. You bums. How dare you talk about Rihanna like that? She's a saint.
She really is. It was I enjoyed it. I don't know how somebody expected more. Especially like we went from we've had 2 great Super Bowl halftimes back to back, but there was a time where come on, we need to figure this out. It was just terrifying.
It's
bad. So
I remember what was Super Bowl? Was it where the Who performed? Yeah. Don't get me wrong, the Who's not a bad band. They're a great band. But it's like the Who guys. This is the Who. The what?
Who? What?
And I get it. They're trying to get younger viewers.
Of course,
I get it. I get it.
But Madonna and JT screwed that up for a while. They just were going with the safe bet after.
Oh, you mean Janet Jackson and Madonna?
Yeah.
No, Janet Jackson and JT. That's what it was. With the whole nip slip.
Yeah.
The wardrobe malfunction.
Because everybody's worried Madonna was going to do something like that or something. I don't know. When she had it. Come on. Dude, we've had some terrible halftimes.
I mean, they have that whole free the nipple thing on Instagram. Like,
we talk about
that's the movement. I'm going to mention it every show. Yeah. If that's the movement, then maybe if the NFL wants younger viewers, maybe that's the direction they go in.
That's great.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't think you need to be a doctor. No.
Yo, speaking of doctors, when Mahomes got taken out by TJ Edwards, and he had to limp away.
Yeah.
The doctors did something to him because
drugs are great, Mike.
At the end, his eyes looked like Elmo. And he sounded like Elmo too. Right. But yeah, Travis definitely came over to help him because I think he couldn't get a word in I couldn't understand what was going on.
Did I send you the video, or did you send me the video where it was Patrick Mahomes on an interview,
Yeah.
and they had him talk for a little bit, and then they changed the clip to Kenny Powers talking. They sound exactly alike.
Really?
Patrick Mahomes, Kenny Powers talk exactly like. I would play it right now for you, but I don't know how edited
Dude,
it is.
I can't believe that.
I swear to God, during the break, I'll play it, and if there's no curses, we'll play it on air.
Okay.
But I was cracking up. They sound. If you were to close your eyes, you would have no idea who's talking.
Really?
I promise you.
Kenny
It's
Powers.
Kenny Powers and Patrick
I
Mahomes.
could understand Screech Powers.
No, not Screech Powers.
Zoinked.
So Kenny Powers and Patrick Mahomes.
All right.
It's fantastic. Fantastic.
Something to look forward to, people, or
Yeah,
not. If it sounds terrible, I'll be like, oh, dude, just lay off.
That we
lay off
may
the-
or may not have it next. I don't know.
Lay off the
I
fast
don't
break
know.
coffee.
Next up, we're going to talk a little KD. Gets a little emotional when he talks about his time in Brooklyn. Of course, he's over trying to win a championship for the Suns now, accepting a
Oh, who
challenge.
cares?
Exactly. But we got to cover it because that's football's over. That's the only news.
Oh.
It's the only news. Plus, we're going to talk some more baseball, pitchers and catchers reporting all that other good stuff. 102.5 Philly, 104.1 Trenton. Stay with us. This is Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
Welcome back, everybody, to Divide Live. Turns out we have that feed of Kenny Powers and
No.
Patrick Mahomes, but we can't play it.
All right, I was gonna
We
say.
have it. Mike is looking at me like, dude, don't.
We talked about how we were gonna tell you,
yeah.
and then he.
We can't play it. It's dirty. It's too bad for your ears on the radio. However, check out our socials. We'll post it right there.
Yeah.
It's we listened to it about 5 times and left.
pretty funny.
And then now we're just sad we can't share it with you immediately. But guys, just make sure the kids are in bed and go ahead and turn the volume up and play that next one.
I have a confession.
What's your confession?
Dude, I can't make this up. I tried to take a picture of it, but we have one window in this studio that shows the outside. There's like a family of rabbits that were up there watching.
Is that what
us.
you were looking at before?
Yeah.
I'm
And,
like, no
I
way.
was like,
Are they still there?
that's I took a walk to make sure I wasn't hallucinating. They're not there anymore, but yeah, I wanted to get that off my chest. I felt like I had it on me this whole episode.
I
Yeah.
imagine it wasn't anything like crazy, like someone
Yeah.
trying to break in, since you were like smiling and
And then-
trying to take a picture. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe,
And then I was a
maybe he just
little-
likes the window. I don't know.
I was a little woozy from keep looking it up there, like into the studio lights. So like I was like, there was a couple times I looked at you and I was like, so that's it. That's my story.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So listen, from rabbits to Patrick Mahomes and Kenny Powers, let's jump over to KD
All
because
right.
that is one piece of audio we do have we can play for you.
We do.
Let's do it.
There was a lot of ups and downs, but I love the grind. So, and everybody in Brooklyn loved the grind too. So I built a family over there. They're gonna always be a part of my journey. So we didn't accomplish what we wanted to accomplish as far as winning the championship, just like I told him. But I enjoy the grind, and everybody there, we tried our hardest every day, regardless of what was going on in the media, what was going on with our teammates. Everybody who was in that gym, we grinded. So I love those guys. I get emotional to talk about them because that was a special 4 years of my career, coming off of Achilles, and they helped me through a lot. So I don't have anything.
Stop crying. I'm sorry. No, he said be nice. Come on, KD. Like, I bet you it was a great 4 years where you really didn't win anything over there. You hung out with a lot of good guys. You played ball with a lot of good guys. But come on, you got a chance to build something real here with the Suns. The pieces are there. You said it yourself.
So
The pieces are there. You just got to, rest up. Instead of an Achilles, now you're coming off of an MCL sprain. It's going to be a little bit till you hit the court, but you got the pieces to be successful. You said it yourself. You have experienced guys. Chris Paul may actually get his championship before he retires. Unlikely, but you never know.
no, they're definitely a favorite on the West. I mean, he's always had his guys, whether it's Harden, Kyrie, Thompson. I mean, you name it. Westbrook. You could go on and on and on. Like, and now he's got Chris Paul, Booker. I mean, it's just nuts. Like, but what I will say is I don't think this was his plan to leave, because it makes no sense why he recruited Breanna Stewart to join the Liberty so hard. If anybody who doesn't know, WNBA star was convinced by KD to join the Liberty. So, I mean, it's just everything doesn't make sense. But what makes sense is, Brooklyn is still balling. We got a bunch of, there's no more drama. We almost beat the Sixers on Saturday. I'm sure nobody really watched it because they were gearing up for the Eagles game.
Of course.
But, buzzer beater, Dinwiddie, from the naked eye, looked like it was a tie game. The refs reversed it. Game over. Sixers win. But, I mean, Brooklyn has been in every game and has won game since this whole upside down turn. And now they have all these draft picks to rebuild. So maybe KD was doing them a solid at the end. Who knows? But Kyrie obviously asked for out. And the next thing you know, in 13 months, we lost Harden, Kyrie, and KD, which is nuts. And, and they went to all contenders. I mean, they're all now, all three of them will be in the playoffs without each other, which is nuts.
Unreal. I still, it's hard for me to it doesn't feel like he was in Brooklyn, KD, for 4 years.
Well, because the 1 year they signed him, but he had
He was still out. Yeah,
the heel issue. So it just, they played 16 games together. Harden, Kyrie, and KD. 16.
That's it.
Games. Yeah. I mean, talk about, and here's the other thing. So the people that love this the most are Knicks fans. Like, they're like, we got a city back.
They don't.
We're New Yorkers. Like, and now they got Nick Nova over there. They got everybody from Villanova. They're going to get Jay Wright next year. You could almost guarantee that. And look, they're all proud, but look, at least the Brooklyn ownership tried. Like, if you build a super team and it fails, it's not your fault. Your fan base shouldn't be mad at you.
Right. You went for the run and you fell short.
Exactly. It's kind of like Boston. Like, they always spent money, right? But it took them a very, very long time to finally win. And I'm talking about Boston Red Sox, not the Celtics. They seem like they've been winning my entire life.
Celtics, oh my God.
Yeah. So, it's that same thing. Like, if my owner's going to spend and the end result is me losing, I'm okay with that. But, in this case, that's what the Nets did. They went for it. They built a team. They built a super team. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
Yeah. I mean, and KD's been in the league since 2007. I mean, dude, he's on the back end of his career. So
for sure,
I think he's going to try to ride it out with the Suns, maybe bring home a championship with them. They have a good shot. They're favorites, but you never know. You gotta rest that body, KD.
What was that? Suns in 4.
Suns in 4. Oh, that was a great series last year, guys. Let's face it. Yeah. No, the Suns.
They're always in it. Yeah. The Suns have been playoff contenders last couple years.
Man, dude. There's no doubt about that. You know who else is in it? Marcus Jordan. Marcus Jordan is in it.
Yeah.
Did we ever, how old is Larissa Pippen?
That's a great question.
Do we know this?
No, I mean, I don't have my computer on me.
I do. I'm staring at it.
Yeah.
So Valentine's Day was this past Tuesday, everybody. Hopefully you did something great for your significant other. You could have forgot about it, like me.
Yeah, me too.
And I was like, oh, okay. But one lucky lady says she found her forever Valentine, and that just happens to be Marcus Jordan. And that lucky lady, of course, is Larissa Pippen. Born in,
I think it's his.
She's 48. Wow, she's 48. Man, money is an amazing thing. But I'm looking at pictures. Dude, she is 48.
Yeah,
she's got Marcus 4 kids. That's another great question.
I mean, they say there's no age held no love or whatever. Love holds no binds. I don't know.
Dude,
it's weird, man. It's just weird. Like,
Marcus Jordan was born in 1990.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. 32, 48. Not terrible.
No, there's been worse. But it's just weird who they are. Like, hey, you hooked up with my dad's best, friend, essentially. Like
dad's friend.
90s Bulls. Like, now you're sharing such. I don't know. I don't get it. It's so weird. Just the whole concept of it, but also. It's not the only person she's been with. She's gotten a few celebrity dates.
Of course, but I mean, look, if you're thinking like Marcus Jordan has a great inheritance.
Yeah.
Fantastic inheritance. Scottie Pippen, not so much.
Is this a ploy for Scottie to finally beat Jordan? He becomes like, this is some Game of Thrones.
Dude, this is wild.
Game of courts.
This is wild.
Yeah.
48.
You know what else is wild?
Hmm.
Jacob DeGrom.
Degorm.
DeGrom. Yeah.
I'm stuck on Larissa Pippen right now.
I know. He's
My
mid-season form.
forever val. First of all, like, let's complain about this for a second because I love doing that. Like, do we have to, everybody? Like, I want to show your significant other some love, but the social media, like, my forever val. Like, I hope so. I want someone to be real and hop on Instagram and be like, my Valentine right now. But I don't know, a couple of years. Like, I've been with this person for 20 years. I wouldn't say forever. Forever's long.
There's always next year.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, come on. My forever Valentine. Like, dude, we know you're married to him. Like, you can't not have a different Valentine, can you?
I guess you can.
Who was DeGrom's forever Valentine?
It's not the Mets.
It's definitely not the Mets.
Could be the Rangers.
Injured again. Again. Degorm.
They're saying it's a couple-day injury. Nothing major, but it just tell me if you heard that story before. You know?
So he reportedly, DeGrom, after just a few days of training, will be held back a day or two after experiencing some tightness in his left side.
Yo, the best thing that happened on social media, the Rangers social media team showed him walking into the facility, and it's like DeGrom clocking in, and then the same social media team at 11:52 was like DeGrom sidelined with injury. So it was just like, it was poetic. Like, it was just like, you know, I don't know. I hope he has a great career. It's not really gonna matter to us anymore because there's, you know, the Rangers, even if they became a playoff team in his tenure there or in his contract, it's still not going to amount to anything. I'd be shocked if the Rangers won a World Series, and now you could pretty much book it that they're going to. But look, like, it just doesn't. I wish him well. I do.
I don't. I don't.
I know you don't.
I don't. But it's not specifically DeGrom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I don't have a horse in this, right? I don't care. The Texas Rangers are not going to win anything. He went and got paid. We talked about this. Mm-hmm. It's over. Okay. It was $222 million. Now they're blaming this tightness because it's a little bit colder in Arizona than they thought. So he's not warmed up. Like, this is why nobody respects baseball players as athletes. Like,
yeah.
How are you hurt already? Mike, his left side. Have you done nothing for the last 4 months, Jacob?
The hardest thing to do is, and it's a lot of things are humanly impossible in baseball. Like, physicists always say, like, you shouldn't be able to hit a baseball. Like, it should be virtually impossible, but yet people are able to do it. So
never heard that.
Yeah,
I've also never hit a baseball.
Look that up. And the other fact is, like, look at what Verlander said the other day. Like, we're asking our bodies to do something that it's not supposed to do. Let's throw 90 to 100 pitches every 5 days in the weirdest motion and momentum that you can imagine.
But he shouldn't be like, this is the first few days.
So this is what Verlander said. He said, when my body aches, I play through it because of this reason. So in other words, he's like Nolan Ryan. He plays through his injuries, and he's been pitching at an elite level his entire career. He's 40 years old. He's still pitching better than DeGrom, and he's pitching every day.
Dude, I get that. And this is more than soreness if they're backing him off for a couple of days. I just think you're coming in, you're throwing for a few days. You don't go 0 to 100.
Or does he overshare? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. His injuries. I'm not asking for a player to not, but it just seems as though, I don't know. It seems like a lot, you know? I
don't get how this, I mean, I know he's not a spring chicken here, but it just seems like year after year, baseball players are just knocked out. And it's like, dude, you guys do nothing. Like, what does your off-season regiment look like? I'm not saying get up on your, like the Sodfather's got his own, cage warehouse, to work out, and it's awesome. But you got to do something. I mean, like we heard when we talked to Todd himself, keeping it light stretches, plyometric stuff like that, not lifting, trying to stay healthy. And for the most part, he did his entire career. And he's not a pitcher, but still, you got to think, like, either he's going out there with something to prove because he wanted to make headlines, like, oh, man, okay, first couple of days of camp, let me get out there and show him what I'm like. You know what I mean? Like,
I think he just knows one speed and he doesn't know when to shut it down. But also, I think maybe he's just oversharing at this point.
Maybe. I mean,
So-
he's had his history and his injuries, that's for sure.
Right.
But yeah, no love lost here. I'm perfectly okay with him being hurt. Perfectly okay with him being hurt.
Are you okay with Frankie Montez being hurt?
Listen, no,
No.
no, I'm not. Shoulder, and I know. All right, I know that Boone is just the messenger, but a part of me is like, come on, Aaron, you got to hit us with this. But listen, Montez, there's already a struggle. There's going to be a huge struggle at shortstop this year with the Yankees. So
yeah, you have some position questions. Starting pitching now. I mean, you still got, Carlos Rondon, and you also have Nestor. So I mean,
Nestor, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say.
Not allowed to say.
I'm not allowed to say. It's
I
going to be
don't know.
interesting.
It is.
It is. I listen. What the Yankees I felt like have lacked as a complete rotation. I think Rodon gives that complete rotation or close to it. That was the edge for the Mets for how long now?
That's true.
And I think if they can find their identity at these positions like shortstop, there's footage of Judge playing first base.
I know.
That's got everybody scratching their head. I think it was just kind of him taking reps and getting in shape.
He's just
Hopefully,
having fun.
Yeah,
I hope so. His footwork needs a lot of work.
Yeah, you're one of the best outfielders. One of the best. Like everybody, calm down before you jump on. One of the best outfielders.
He will become a first baseman at the end of that career, I think, or at least have some time at first.
You think so?
10 years from now? Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know.
Come on.
Even if it's just for fun to keep his bat in the lineup,
Well,
yeah.
I think I would say you were right if there was no DH position, but I think there's no reason why he doesn't just
a bunch of heavy hitters, man.
Heavy hitters. But it's going to be fun, guys. And honestly, baseball season is not that far away.
It really isn't.
It's not.
XFL coming right around the corner.
Oh God, I can't, dude. Too much football, you guys. Why am I supposed to care about the XFL?
I don't know.
Care about this.
Care about wrapping up this show.
Yeah, guys. Check us out next week. Don't forget to check out our social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, The Divide Live, always every week on Fox Sports The Gambler. We will see you guys Friday next week.